Welcome to the NF Treasure Quarterly Update. It is April 8th. I am the elected project lead, John Ray, and I'm going to do my best to take us from the beginning of the year, 99 days later, to April 8th, and update everybody on how far we've come with NF Treasure. So, I'll be reading a little bit. I'll be adding some commentary. I'm going to try to show some images of some of these things. But ultimately, I want to just showcase what we as a community have built within NF Treasure. It's hard to believe that we're already approaching the 100th day of the year. That will be tomorrow. And with Q1 behind us and so much unfolding since our launch, I'm going to use this video and this post to highlight what's happened, what's in progress, and what's on the horizon. So let's start with what's happened. On January 20th of 2024, we launched the NF Treasure e-commerce store. And in January, we did $2,947.68 in e-commerce sales, and we paid out a little over $900 in commissions, $970.60 to be exact. Then in February, our sales for the month of February were $3,761.09, and we paid out just under $1,400 in commissions to creators in the store. Then in March, we did $13,829.69 in e-commerce sales, with March commissions paid out to the community just under $3,500. So we've seen some really good growth, and it has been a bit of a roller coaster. We're still in our beta e-commerce site, and that means that we haven't even really been able to stretch our legs there, because once we release the new site, we will have a lot better tracking that will make it more profitable for running ads. And it's one of the reasons that we've barely run any ads on the e-commerce side yet. So almost all of this is organic growth because of the brand recognition that we're getting from all of the different partners that we partnered with. On February 28th, 2024, we launched our Treasure Key Mint and the DeFi game. We burned the investor supply of treasure token that was supposed to go to Jade. That was 23,427,066 treasure tokens. We burned those on February 29th right off the bat. And then March 11th, 2024 was our duffel bag snapshot for anyone minting more than 20 keys. If you had 20 keys that you minted in your wallet at 5 p.m. Central Time on March 11th, then you're going to be able to get an NFT to claim that you can redeem for a duffel bag full of goodies. Our NFT redeem is almost complete, and we're looking to have that live by this coming weekend, the end of the week, at which point you'll be able to order those duffel bags, you'll be able to redeem your prizes, etc. Speaking of prizes, on March 23rd, 2024, we announced Prize Season 1, which went live with over $100,000 worth of prizes. You can see those listed in the white paper. When we started prize season, just before we released it, we had minted 3,909 treasure keys. And once we announced prize season and up until today, we've minted another 611 keys. So we've now minted 4,520 keys. That's about 37.6% of the total key supply. And this additional minting more than covers the cost of goods that are being given away as prizes, because even though there's about $109,000 worth of prizes, that's the retail value of all of those prizes. So obviously we're buying a lot of that in bulk, and we get them at a better cost. And so once we announced prize season, minting went up, and minting has more than covered the cost of prize season. So that's a good sign. It means that it's likely we'll be able to do future prize seasons. As of right now, I don't know the exact number, but I know that we have more than 60% of the prizes still available, probably larger than that. I think a MacBook's still up for grabs. The iPad's still up for grabs. And you can check all of those things by going to jopegs.com. You can type in NF Treasure, You'll see prize season here. And you can see any prizes that have been awarded or claimed are going to show up here as NFTs. So we do have a couple of people who have won Xboxes already. If you click through on these, you can see how many owners there are. We've had 5 people win a Trezor wallet, but some of the bigger prizes are still up for grabs. Let's see. On March 29th, we released the API that allowed us to do key level plus VE treasure balance voting. And if you go to snapshot.org and type in NFTREASURE, you'll see that we have a new NFTREASURE.eth voting platform. And this was tested by the community with 99.09% of people saying that their voting power looked correct. So this means that we'll be rolling out some proposals and future votes in the coming week and weeks, because we do have several things, including bonus reward levers and how we want to handle those that need to be voted on. So just know that now that that's in place, I will be kicking off some of those conversations based on some of the community discussion that's already been had, and we can get everything into proposal format so that we can start voting on those. On March 30th, we had our liquidity locked badge that was added to the treasure token on Dex Screener. So if you go to Dex Screener and you type in the treasure token, you'll see that we now have this lock badge, which showcases that our initial liquidity tokens have been burned. So that's a good thing for us to have as we, when we start to run ads on the e-commerce side, we'll also pair that with ads on the token side. And this is definitely a badge that new entrants to tokens are looking for. All right. On April 2nd, I flew out to NFT NYC. My buddy Jeremy came with me, who I used to work with at Google, and he helped me do run of show for the handful of events that we participated in NFT NYC. Gotta say, it was an incredible experience. Many people in our community and the greater AVAX community were there, and we all met in person for the first time, and it was kind of emotional and kind of weird to have been forming relationships with somebody's PFP avatar, and then looking them in the eye was a really interesting and pretty cool experience. We were able to shake hands and have some detailed conversations with a lot of founders and high profile players in the AVAX ecosystem. I did meet and speak for some time with Dominic Carbonaro, who is the director of NFTs and arts at AVAX, and so he knows all about NFTREASURE now. I also met and spoke with Luigi, who's the vice president of Ava Labs. Now knows what NFTREASURE is. Thought that it was cool. Who knows what will come from that? But of course, it's nice to get FaceTime with these people, because then when they see you on Twitter and when they hear about you in the future, they're like, oh, right, I met that guy. Hopefully they liked me. I think they did. Then on Thursday the 4th, we did a live event with Hyperspace, The Arena, and Kakanu, where we were paid to live press 144 shirts is what we did total over the night. And these were all going out to high profile members of the AVAX community who were there at the event and had RSVP'd. We met a lot of people. Everybody thought that it was really cool. Everybody loved the quality of the shirts. All of the shirts had NFTREASURE branding and our NFC chip that authenticated the garment using our new NFC system. So it was fully mobile browser based. We got rid of the iPhone and Android app, and so you could scan it, and it immediately verified using our new system. It worked flawlessly. And then on that verification page is a link to the NFTREASURE website. So that got into the hands of a lot of people. I told a lot of people, hey, when you want to get in contact with me, just scan your sleeve. And I've got a few pictures that we can go through. So this is what those shirts looked like here. There was a chess logo. Basically, we pre-pressed all of the back images before we went to the event. And then at the event, we had a small press where we were pressing these logos. So you could pick whether you wanted the NFTREASURE logo, the Cockanu logo, the Hyperspace logo, or the Arena logo. And let's see if I have, this is another look at the shirt. You can see the logo there. And you can see this is Jeremy and I. Somebody came in with a onesie and we pressed the Cockanu logo onto their kid's onesie. But this was us at the event, live pressing garments. And this is Wojak, one of the founders of Cox, saying shout out to John Ray and NFTREASURE, always goes above and beyond for the community, makes an outstanding product with a real mainstream use case, from the physical NFC enabled Cock cards to the custom shirts at Lost in Hyperspace. Obviously, this post got a lot of attention, and we are in pretty tight with the Cockanu founders now, and so that's been a real pleasure and allowed us to have elevated presence in front of a lot of high profile people. Let's see. We had a lot of FaceTime with the founders of Hyperspace, who obviously were the head sponsors of the party. I got to meet all of them and get friendly with them, and we were included in a follow-up email they sent to everyone on their list that alludes to potentially working with them in the future. So this was an email that went out to everybody at the event. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll link it and put this image in Discord so you can read it. It basically says we had an absolute blast off party, inviting DJ and gambling with you all. Special thank you to our co-sponsors, Cock, the Arena, NFTREASURE, for helping us bring the event to life. It was a pleasure hosting together. We hope to throw many more events like this. And then down here it says, hopefully you grabbed custom event NFC embedded t-shirt from NFTREASURE yesterday. Stay tuned for what's next. And then a link to our Twitter. So this stay tuned for what's next is a redacted, but I'm excited about some of the conversations that we had and where that could lead with Hyperspace. Obviously, one of the best ways to get in front of the AVAX community is to have something on Hyperspace. And so we'll be working towards that. We also got to chat quite a bit with the Arena CEO and the Arena's executive team, and had a lot of interesting ideas coming up about their new V2 that they're going to be launching and how NFTREASURE could potentially tie into that. So some redacted there, but we'll definitely give you more info as it solidifies. I mean, over the course of the week, while I was in, New York, I met with a lot of different projects and events. Obviously I was wearing the NFTREASURE gear the whole time. And so I was demoing our new NFC tech that took them right to the authentication page in their browser. And so I'm going to be following up with all of those people this week. But one of the big reveals at NFT NYC was physical Cock cards. So if you go to, let's see, cock.cards, well, if I could do it correctly. If you go to cockcards.com, if you're a Cock holder, you know that this is an NFT series that has gone out to Cock holders for various things. Well, last week, two new cards to the series were introduced: the Wojak Satoshi Series 1 Card 4 and the Gribbly Series 1 Card 5. So we've got Wojak is the meme historian, Gribbly is the code connoisseur, and these are basically NFTs that you can only claim if you have a physical card. Well, who produced those physical cards? It was none other than NFTREASURE. So you can see the cards here. These are really high quality trading cards through a process that we developed here in Austin, Texas. And these cards are NFC connected. So when you scan this, you'll be able to attach a wallet and claim an NFT. So obviously, with Wojak and Gribbly, the heads of Cockanu, traveling all over the world and handing these out, this is great exposure for NFTREASURE, since we're the ones who produce these. You can see this post here from Gribbly that talks a little bit more about how these work. It says, going to make a post about NFC NYC shortly, but in the meantime, just want to give a little more clarity on the latest founder Cock cards. For each of the Wojak, Satoshi, and Gribbly cards, there's a limited supply of 420. These cards will be claimable, leveraging the amazing NFC tech from NFTREASURE. I want to say thank you to John Ray and team for these amazing physical cards. The quality and feel of these is just amazing. So in order to claim your edition, you'll need to meet either myself or Wojak in person over the coming months at events or wherever and be cock-aligned. Once ready, hoping in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to scan the NFC chip in the physical card and claim the digital twin from Cock Cards. So Gribbly and our development team and I are in contact on this, and we're looking to get this finished up by the end of the week. We understand not everyone can get to the events, and we'll try to work out how to be as inclusive as possible, but these really are to encourage community engagement as much as possible. Excited to get as many of these out in the community as we can. Obviously, a lot of attention on these, a lot of FOMO, and really cool that the Cock team trusted NFTREASURE to produce such a high value card and NFT drop. And this is something that I think we'll be able to do a lot more of. Hopefully, by next week, you'll be able to sync your PFP and basically drop your PFP into a couple of templates that Jordan, our designer, has done. And we will send you a verified where's my camera button? Oh, have you not seen me this whole time? Here I am. So this is basically what a slabbed card looks like. If you are wondering, hey, I won this slabbed card as part of prize season, what is that? Well, this plastic case is the slab, and then the card goes inside this. So this is just a sample card that I did of the Cock Billionaire, but it'll look something like this, obviously with your PFP on it. So really excited to get those out there. Those are going to retail probably for around $29, and this is going to be a really cool way to turn your digital NFTs into physical digital items that are NFC connected. I'm super stoked about those. Let's see. All in all, the Cock card rollout was seen as a huge win for NFTREASURE, and it's generated a great deal of buzz and FOMO around our trading card process. So excited to get that into more people's hands. So let me just go through some of these other things that I have up here. This was that onesie that we did. You can see the 2 Cock cards here. This was a onesie that a couple had that we live pressed. Really cool couple from New York. Those are the shirts. Jordan, our designer, did the design for all of the shirts, and it was a huge hit. Everybody loved the shirt. And, quite a few projects, including the Hyperspace guys, were like, do you guys have your own design team? Alluding to the fact that maybe they wanted to use us for more stuff because they love the design so much. The event was in Dumbo, Brooklyn, in kind of a warehouse penthouse that looked out over the Hudson River or the East River. It was kind of in this area here. And then this is the Williamsburg Bridge, I believe, behind us that you could see from the alleyway that we're in. Really cool spot. What else do we have here? Those are those cards again. I guess that's about all. Let me go back to my notes here. So what do we have in progress? Well, the biggest thing that we're working on right now, trying to get this finished up by the end of the week, is NFT redeem for prize season. That should be completed by the end of the week, and that means that you'll be able to redeem all of your NFTs that you've won in the DeFi game for those physical prizes, and we'll start shipping those out. I know that Tram and his team have created a secondary market for those, so make sure that you get your hands on the prizes, the prize NFTs that you want, so that you can redeem those when that's ready. The new mobile browser NFC database and verification, which means no app required, is already live. That's what we launched at NFT NYC, worked flawlessly, and all future product sales through NFTREASURE.com are going to use this new process beginning this Friday. And then we will retroactively convert all NFC chips in all the existing gear that's been purchased on the site to this new system. And we will be deprecating the iPhone and Android apps by next week. So basically what's going to happen is sometime next week, we will switch all of the old chips to the new server, And when you scan those, instead of pulling up the iPhone or Android app, it will go and verify it directly through the mobile browser. So spent a lot of time setting up that database and getting this all working properly so that we wouldn't have to force somebody to download an iPhone Android app. And it was a big hit. People loved that it just pulled up and verified right within browser. They didn't have to download anything. So it's going to be a really good new way for us to be able to utilize these NFC chips and point people to experiences without forcing a download. The new e-commerce store that is going to be optimized for product sales and conversion should be live in the next couple of weeks. Actively working on that right now. And the benefit of the new store is better search, better speed of load, better SEO, AI search functionality. And then this is the store that's going to allow you, every time you buy a product, you'll get a soul-bound NFT digital twin that represents that product. We're also working on the new product creator tool, which is going to have the permissionless listings so that your listing will immediately go up on the site. You won't be bottlenecked by me and the admin team. And then you'll have that design NFT that represents your design, and commissions will be tied to that. We're aiming to have that live in the next 4 weeks. Let's see, NFT and token claim from the NFC chip should be completed in the next 2 weeks. So that's one of the things that we're working with the Cock team as our first use case for NFT claim, where you can scan the physical card and then be able to claim an NFT. One of the reasons that that's taken so long is because when we moved from the app, where it was already possible, to the mobile browser, there were just some extra security functions that we had to put in place so that that would be secure and so that somebody couldn't phish your NFT. Phase 1 of our augmented reality experience should be completed by the end of April. I've already tested an early beta version of it, and it's pretty wild and cool. You scan the NFC, it deploys this portal that pops out. You walk into it, and you're using your camera app to navigate this digital, Joshua Tree type experience, and that's going to be a really cool feature that will be able to retroactively deploy to all of the NFTREASURE garments. Then we just have continued optimization of the DeFi game. That's ongoing as you submit tickets through the red tab on the right-hand side of the game. We're doing our best to consistently resolve all of those tickets. And one of the bigger overhauls that we're doing is a rewrite of the way that the wallet code integrates with the game to make a lot of the event sync issues that people have reported, just to resolve all of those so that regardless of which wallet you're using, you're good to go. That's about it for what we're working on. For what we've got on the horizon, I will be traveling to Troy, New York on April 19th and 20th for Cockfest, and we'll be live pressing event shirts there. You can click through on this link and get all of the details for that event. If you can make it out to Troy, New York, would be great to see you. This is the event logo that our designer Jordan did, and that will be on those shirts. We've got many community members that are planning on coming to Austin for Consensus on May 29th and 30th. So we'll likely have some kind of a co-event with the Cockanoe team for that. That's a TBD, but we'll obviously release details as we get closer to that. If you want to start planning, definitely look into Consensus and we can all link up there. There's quite a few things to vote on, as I mentioned, including the levers and the bonus pools. So now that I'm back in Texas and back in the office, I'll start compiling all the community discussion and putting that into some proposals that we can discuss and then vote on. We're also working on a decentralized operations manual, basically putting together a manual that maps all of the NFTREASURE processes on the DeFi side, on the code side, on the NFTs, on the NFC side, on the merchandise side. 2 reasons for this. One, to just make our processes more efficient as we scale. And remove any bottlenecks that are currently there. And then also to make it so that anyone in the community could step up and run NFTREASURE if needed. Obviously, we want things to be as decentralized as possible, and so we're working towards that. Once all the new e-commerce features are in place, that should be by the end of the month, we will also begin to scale our ad campaigns, because the new site is going to have a lot better AI tracking functionality that will make our ad spend more profitable. All right, moving on. If we go to the game and look at the DeFi game, we can see that we've got 66 billion in change smarter that have already been burned, 668,000 treasure. Pretty incredible. And to commemorate that burn as our one-to-one burn program, remember, the protocol is burning up to 1 trillion smarter that matches community burns. So I went ahead and we burned 66,410,000,000 smarter. You can see that in this transaction here, sent to the burn address or burn through the contract address. One question that I had for everybody is, do you want us to add that burn amount into the burn counter here? So this would actually be 132 billion smarter burned, or I'm not doing good math right now. Or do you want this burn counter just to represent smarter that's been burned by the community in the game? Let me know in the general chat if you want us to add protocol burns into this burn counter. Yeah, so we're not currently reflecting that, but we could if you want. Let us know. You can view other game metrics on the NFTREASURE DeFi game dashboard. That's the Dune dashboard that is at dune.com by ZXArcs. Great dashboard, great community built dashboard. You can see our total key mints continue to happen on a daily basis. You can see the key distribution level of which level the majority of keys are at. You can see that we're approaching key level 41 with a lot of keys in the 36, 37, 38 range. You can see the key mentor distribution. One thing that you can see, the treasure burn distribution, so you can see how treasure burn is going up and how much treasure is being staked. And then you can see how much smarter is being burned every single day. So the math of the DeFi game is working. You know, the smarter burns get bigger and bigger each day. On the 7th, we had 3.6 billion smarter burned in one day. So pretty incredible. I think we are going to burn that smarter off the face of the planet, which was always the goal. And then I guess finally, I'm linking to 2 notable tweets. One is the NFT NYC recap from the Botcast. I got to meet Clint from the Botcast. We hung out a lot. Wow, such a cool, genuine guy, and you know, we really connected in many ways. But he did a great recap on everything that happened at NFT NYC, anything that he saw, I saw, and a lot of NFTREASURE talk in that one. And then he also live streamed the NFT NYC hyperspace party. So he went around interviewing people, kind of talking about what the party was. He interviewed me at the party and talked about the setup that we had. So if you're curious what that party was like, definitely check out this Twitter space. But all in all, NFT NYC was a vibe. We met so many people, had so much fun, had so much momentum happen around these cards and around the t-shirts that we were doing. And it was just a really great way for us to showcase that we're a real player in the AVAX ecosystem. I mean, I think a lot of people on the AVAX team and beyond were really impressed with the way that we showed up. And obviously, when we need to make an ask in the future, that's beneficial because now they know who they are. Now they know that we're, you know, a well-operated machine. And now they know who this John Ray guy that's the elected project lead actually is, and they have a little bit better understanding of all the different mechanisms happening within NFTREASURE. So definitely worth the time and effort to get that out there. It also was a great way for me to map the processes for what live printing shirts at an event looks like, and that's another revenue stream that we can charge for. We charged and made a little bit of money on the event this time, but I learned a lot about what it actually takes, you know, how we can maybe empower community members to do that, and what the dollars and cents of it all looks like. So excited to get more events on the books, and we'll do another one in Troy, New York on 420 for Cockfest to really get it dialed in. But I think that's about it for now. If there's something I missed or something that you want me to cover, be sure to join the general chat and let me know. I will link to this document and to some of these tweets. And yeah, all in all, I'm really proud of what we've built and the momentum that we have. And I think that, month over month, we've had a really great showing. So we've got all the right people looking at us. We've got a lot of great attention and brand recognition. I mean, one thing that I left out is at NFT NYC, we walk into the AVAX Creator House and just everybody's wearing NFTREASURE gear. It was NFTREASURE everywhere. And so that's great brand presence for us. And what everybody said is, I love the quality. I love these hoodies. I love the garments. I love the gear. I love the community focus. So we've got something here, and we just have to kind of keep pulling on the thread and continue to let these opportunities come and elevate us in the space. So that's it. We'll see you in the next one. I hope that was a good overview of everything that we've done over the last quarter. And yeah, future is bright. Bye.